I can't do that anymore.
I can't do that for the whole thing.
Hello, and welcome to a very special Halloween episode of the Indie Music Podcast. We have been so excited for this, haven't we?
So excited. This is a big one.
We love this time of year, and it's so cool to celebrate it in this really new and fun way. Thanks for tuning in today, and I hope you're celebrating the spooky season. And yeah, we're excited.
This episode will be a little different to usual. Instead of an artist interview, we have 4 incredible spooky performances. Many of the songs you'll recognise from our Dark Forest Halloween playlist from over the years.
Oh, they're so
We're
good.
so happy that this has worked out perfectly.
Yeah. Thanks in advance to all the artists. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you so much. Here's a clip of what you can expect.
Blood moon. There's beauty in the faraway tree. Can the killer in me tame the fire again?
And in between each performance, we'll be doing a spooky Q&A and answering a few questions from the community as well. Thanks so much in advance for all your questions.
Yes, thank you.
Some really good ones in there.
As usual, we are filming this episode for Patreon on video. If you were ever considering supporting us on Patreon, this is the episode to do it. We are decked out with our candles, pumpkins. I'm quite scared the cobweb is going to catch on fire from the candle, but we're hoping
They'll be all right.
We're hoping we're going to survive to the end. And yes, if you want to support us on Patreon and unlock loads of other rewards, this is the episode to do it.
Definitely. Okay, so let's get into it. The first batch of questions are all about Halloween, obviously.
Of course.
So we've got a few each, and we have no idea what the other person is about to ask. So this
pretty
could be.
scary.
I'm not sure how this is going to go, but yeah. So the first one from me.
Cool.
What is your favourite Halloween memory?
I guess we're gonna both answer each of these.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, I think it's just carving pumpkins.
Okay, yeah.
It's a classic.
Can't really beat that.
Can't beat that, can you? So
this time of year.
I did that with my dad and sister, and we'd just carve pumpkins, put them in the window, and it's just a really nice memory. Obviously, the smell isn't the best, and it's a bit grim and gross and stringy, but you can make I guess pumpkin soup from that and all the good stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's I think mine. What about you?
I mean, I would agree with the carving of the pumpkins, but I absolutely hate the inside of a pumpkin. Yeah. That's the worst bit. It just smells. It's all mushy, and who enjoys carving a pumpkin?
But it's good
Let's
for Halloween,
be real.
isn't it? It's gross, so it's good for Halloween.
It's good for Halloween, yeah. And once it's carved, it looks all cute and with a little candle in it and stuff. But I think mine would probably be trick or treating. I mean, I don't think you can beat that for Halloween that time of year. No. And I used to go, obviously when I was younger, around I don't go this now.
Year,
I used to go around the neighborhoods and stuff with groups of friends from school or whatever, and it's just you get so much stuff. People are so generous. I came back with buckets full of candy. Yeah. I'd say that was my favourite one. And also it was nice to go around and see everyone's houses decorated for Halloween, and it was really scary. It was at night. You dress up. It's an excuse to dress up for Halloween as well. So trick-or-treating was mine, definitely.
Also forgot to say Nebula from Discord had that same question, so shout out to Nebula.
Shout out Nebula.
Okay, so this is a funny one. If you could only wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would it be? Well, you had to wear it all the time. You could never take it. Well, I guess you could take it off, but you've got to wear it the rest of your life. So.
Okay, I've got it.
Yeah.
100% Ghostbusters. Because if you think about the Ghostbusters costume, how comfortable you're going to be, it's basically a onesie.
Yeah, what about the backpack? You'll sit down in the car or on the bus and you'll be sat
so I'm
forward
not
the whole
allowed to take
time.
the backpack off.
It's a costume. You've got to wear the whole thing the rest of your life.
I still think I'll go Ghostbusters.
I'd have a bad back from that after a few days.
But
also, how do you sleep? You just sleep
sleep on your side.
Sorry, I'm not. It's a great answer. I'm not. It's not a good. Yeah.
But also, if you're dressed as a witch and stuff, but that's just. I know Ghostbusters is a basic one, but I feel like a witch. Who wants to walk around dressed like a witch for the rest of their life? At least Ghostbusters is it's a bit more not as in your face. It's basic colours. It's comfortable. I personally think it would be comfortable. Okay. Maybe I'll be allowed to take the backpack off every now and again.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, and also,
I guess you could put things in it.
Yeah,
couldn't
I
you?
mean, come on, like legendary costume, isn't it? A
Yeah.
Ghostbuster. So that is mine. I mean, try and beat that.
I think I'd go for a ghost, like the sheet like over your face.
You're going to have a
Because
sheet over your face for the rest of your
you
life.
haven't got to worry about what you look like. As long as you can see out the holes, you're all right. You
Yeah.
can like, I don't know, it's very like relaxed. It's not like hot. Well, I guess it is quite hot, but it's quite thin. So you'll be all right.
Well, then what if you go to abroad and you've got to sit there in a sheet? You're going to be absolutely melting. It's okay for the UK when it's not very warm,
Yeah,
but
I'm
if you
probably
go
thinking
anywhere,
about the UK weather right now.
if you go anywhere that's hot, okay.
Okay, yeah, but then like I guess, and also like if you're getting off a train and your sheet gets stuck in the door,
Yeah.
you'll be dragged along and
Well,
yeah,
you really
probably
thought
die.
about this one, but
yeah,
yeah,
you've got to think
yeah.
about it. But yeah, I just like how it's quite thin, it's quite low key. Okay, I'm getting a bit.
Yeah,
you're
you're getting
Anyway,
into
let's
it
move
too
on.
much.
Let's move on.
But your answer is Ghost,
Thank you.
okay?
Yeah.
I respect your choice, but
Thank you.
I would not go for that.
Okay, well, I would also not be a Ghostbuster, so we can agree to disagree on the costumes.
Next one is, what is your favourite part about Halloween?
Oh, this one as well.
Stole your question there.
Is this the 31st of October, or is this the whole lead up?
It can be the lead up.
I just think the hype around it.
Okay.
I think like similar to Christmas, at least we both like we watch like scary movies. We like eat Halloween candy. It's so spooky and like autumn. Just like the whole feeling of it, and that's a stupid answer. How about you?
I feel like Halloween and like the whole month has definitely changed as you've gotten older. Like when
Yeah.
you're a little kid, it's like a much bigger deal. And I feel like the UK doesn't really do Halloween
Not compared
that
to, like,
big, not
America,
like
yeah.
America. But for me, I just think like the whole like, I don't know, watching scary movies and like eating the sweets. The 31st, the actual day, it's just quite like relaxed and just like fun, isn't it? Like there's always like a spooky thing in the air.
Yeah.
The weather's never really like
Like it
the
feels
weather.
like something can jump out at any
Yes.
time and it's like
It's
scare
like
you.
classic Halloween weather as well, normally. Okay, so I've got one more, and this
Okay.
is kind of like a fact / question for you.
Oh god, okay.
So some countries like Spain, for example, do not traditionally celebrate Halloween.
Okay.
And I'm sure it's like that around the world as well.
Yeah.
Some places just don't.
No.
However, it's becoming a very popular imported celebration.
Right.
Why do you think Halloween is so popular? Why do you think people celebrate
Oh
it?
well, okay.
Because really...
I wasn't expecting something like that. I thought it'd just be silly stuff. But
yeah,
that's-
because really, like, it is a bit odd,
yeah.
isn't it? Like, Halloween is weird.
I don't know. I think being spooky and dark and like, yeah, and it's just, there's nothing else like it, obviously. It's just like completely different.
Halloween isn't just about like the spooky and the horror. I feel like there's another side to it, which is like the cute pumpkins and like there's something for everyone, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like if you don't like horror, then you can just carve a pumpkin. There you go.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there you go. So that's part one over, and it's time for our very first spooky performance. So excited for these. This is number 1 of 4 we've got for you. This song is from our brand new Dark Forest Volume 4 playlist, which is out right now, released this year. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all those places. And this is actually the very first song that starts the playlist too, so you'll probably recognise it if you've heard the playlist already.
Definitely.
We hope you enjoy this live version of Blood Moon by Kate McGill.
Let's go.
Stuck in a blood moon, somewhere between the end of everything and the start of the unseen. And I see a blood moon, don't know what it means, but still I trust in the power of the unseen. Blood moon, blood moon, and I got a red glow, see it on my face. Been in the midst of this for 2 years straight, and I try to feel it, I try to think, but nothing washes the red from my skin. Blood moon, blood moon. And if I bathe in it, if I stay attuned, will I see the end of this blood moon? If I get lost in it, can't find my way through, will I see the end of this blood moon? Blood moon. Blood moon. Blood moon. I'm stuck in a blood moon, somewhere between the end of everything and the start of the unseen.
Wow, that was seriously so beautiful.
Give everyone a round of applause.
Just a little clap.
That was really, Kate, thank you so much for that. That was really spooky and like stunning and mysterious.
Set the mood.
Set the mood, totally. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Okay, so our next batch of questions, we've titled this section Movies and Music, so you can probably gather what this is going to be about. Questions relating to spooky films and spooky songs. So, my first question for you, I guess for myself, what is your favourite spooky or Halloween song? Do you have one?
Yeah.
You do?
I mean, I'm going back to my Ghostbusters roots.
No.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Because let's be real.
That's fine. That's totally
at Halloween,
respectable.
As soon as you hear that Ghostbusters intro, yeah, it just gets you going, doesn't it? Like, the Ghostbusters theme song is hands down one of the best Halloween songs you'll ever hear.
Yeah.
It's just is. It's just Halloween.
And it's also from a movie, so that's good.
It's
that
from a
ties
movie
in this
as well.
section, yeah.
What others? I like Somebody's Watching Me.
Yeah.
By
a bit more of a creepy one.
Rockwell. I just love the Halloween songs that you're gonna hear at like a Halloween party.
The classic
like,
party Halloween songs. Yeah.
That is a Halloween song for me.
Yeah, I've always liked the intro to like The Night Before Christmas. Like, this is Halloween.
Tune,
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's always a spooky sort of one.
My next question is, what is your favourite Halloween movie? And Chicago from Discord also asked if we like Halloween movies and which one is your favourite. So I just thought I'd add that one in there as well. Thanks so much.
Yeah, we both love Halloween and horror movies, don't we?
Yes.
We always have. My favourite one. Goodness me. Yeah, I think The Cabin in the Woods is a good one.
That's a good one.
Because it's just like a funny sort of like, cause it's like, it sums up like the whole like world of horror films. I'll just throw some out there, okay?
Yeah.
The first Saw movie.
Obviously, you've got some classics. I actually really like The Witches. The old Witches, not the new one. I'm not even bothering with the new one. Sorry if you like it, but it's all about the old one for me.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Oh my! Every single answer is Ghostbusters.
Well, it's just Halloween.
Yeah,
isn't
it is. Yeah.
What about like? For like a series, I'd say probably Stranger Things.
Okay.
I feel like that's very like Halloween. Also, we're forgetting the classics
there's
like
so many.
Halloween, Friday the 13th, Scream.
Scream. Oh, that's a good one.
There's like a lot of classics, but in terms of like a horror Halloween
Pure
movie,
horror.
I'm probably going to go for Halloween and the Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Trick or Treat is another really good
Treat's a
one.
good one, yeah.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, actual Halloween movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Evil Dead.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
What,
the series?
Yeah.
What, the 90s like series?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Also, you've got movies like It, which are really good for Halloween, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like them ones?
Yeah, good.
Stephen King, I mean, he's just the Halloween god, isn't he?
Yeah, we watch a lot of horror series and the movies, so if you've got any recommendations, let us know on Instagram or Discord. We'd love to hear them. This follows on from that.
Okay.
If you were trapped in a scary movie, which one would you choose? And like one that you could survive in, like which one would you like want it to be?
Which one? How? What? So I am surviving.
Well, yeah, if you want to survive, I'm guessing, yeah, you want, yeah.
I really don't know.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Like Scream or something?
Okay, yeah.
And then I'd be the survivor and then I'd be in every other movie.
Okay.
A bit like what Scream is.
Okay. Oh my god.
I can see you like defeating Michael Myers.
You could see me defeat Michael Myers, really?
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to die, I think, in all those ones. Got one I'll survive in. Okay, I'd say The Ring, right?
The Ring.
When you put the videotape in and like the ghost like crawls out the TV, just don't watch it. There you go, I'm survived. Don't watch the video and you're all right. That is my answer.
Wow.
See?
Inspiring stuff.
I know, yeah.
Okay, so my next one is, what is the scariest movie/series you have ever seen?
Okay. There's only one I can remember. I think you watched this with me. That maybe I didn't. Maybe I watched it on my own. But that I couldn't actually finish, and it was called. It's very very like obscure. You probably wouldn't have heard of it. It's called Banshee Chapter or The Banshee Chapter. It's like
I watched that one with you.
Did you? Yeah. It's all
I
like
think
sort of
so.
like mind control and like weird like stuff and like
We
monsters.
turned it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's really really freaked me out. So yeah, I'd love to know if you've like seen that one because it's quite like random. That's definitely the scariest one I can remember.
I'm not sure if there's any that I've turned off. There's definitely, I mean, every horror movie I'm putting a pillow over my face
Yeah.
and hiding. Like, I can't sit there and not hide when I'm watching a horror movie. I'm not very good with ghosts and like,
No, yeah. Ghosts and like paranormal things
nah,
like
it's
they
not
just
for
freak
me.
you out.
It's not for me. Paranormal Activity, nah, I'm not watching it. Conjuring, nah, I'm not watching it. I've watched them, but
you haven't enjoyed the experience.
It's been tough to watch. So yeah, I don't think I've ever turned one off, but I'm definitely the person that's behind the pillow hiding.
Okay, so my last question for this section is, do you have any ideas or like thoughts for a horror movie that you'd like to make that hasn't been made yet?
Oof.
Like sort of like a selling point or some sort of plot that you can like hasn't even seen before.
I feel like that's a tough one because there are so many, and I feel like
There's probably a film already made.
If I had an idea, that probably someone's already done it. Maybe like a Monsters Inside Your Brain or something.
Okay. What? And then what? What sort of monster?
Like an actual monster is inside your brain, like physically, not like mentally. He's actually inside your brain, and
What, a little
you
tiny
can see it moving.
a little tiny monster.
Yeah.
And you can see it moving in your eyeballs or something.
You're like looking in the mirror, and you can see this monster's like hand, like underneath your skin.
Oh,
Is that a good one?
yeah.
This
won't be
must already
family friendly.
be something. Obviously, like things being inside your body is quite a common one, isn't it? Like you're watching a horror movie and there's something crawling underneath the skin. But
But
have
it's
you ever
actually a
seen it
monster
inside the brain?
in your brain, and like it's just like banging on your skull.
Yeah, it's banging
and
to
stuff.
get out. Yeah, you got
How did it get-
atrocious migraines for weeks, and you're wondering what is going on with
And
your
it's a
head.
monster, of
and
course.
It's actually something.
How did it get in there though? Like through your ear, crawling through your ear
yeah,
hole
it's
or
crawling
something?
through your ear.
There you go, Hollywood directors. This is a new idea.
Hit me up.
I don't know. I think everyone's like scared of spiders,
Oh yeah.
of course. So like something like ghost spiders or something that can go like visible and like it's a
Ooh.
ghost, but it's also a spider,
Oh,
and you can call it like ghost spiders or something.
that's actually such a great name. I never would
Or
have
like
come up with that one.
The Web of Spirits or
The
something. I
Web
don't
of
know.
Spirits. Oh,
Oh,
now he's talking.
there you go.
Things have turned weird.
Things have
No.
turned weird. Do you have any more questions for movies?
Yeah,
and music?
I had another one. It was, what do you think of ghost hunting programs? Do you think they're
Okay.
real or are they
Oh,
fake?
that's a good one. Obviously, like it's 2021, and no one, as far as I know, has offered like really like proof of these things recorded by like a machine and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's not like in the news. I feel like maybe they're picking up something, but
Like, you're never going to know, are you?
the room gets colder and stuff. Is there any good videos that aren't edited of like a poltergeist throwing things around a room and stuff? You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know.
And that's the
It's
thing,
a tough
isn't it?
one. I
'Cause
think
anything
I'm
can be edited.
I'm sure a few of them are probably fake, or they like play out to the camera and say and do all this stuff. But yeah,
I think to know if it's real, you have to be there. You have to be in the
Yeah.
room. You can't actually watch something, whatever it be, like Most Haunted or whatever, and think, oh my God, that is like so scary and real. Because anything can be edited these
that's the
days.
thing. Yeah, so we'll leave that up to the viewers, up to the listeners. Okay.
We hope you've been enjoying the Q&A so far. Now it's time for another performance. I'm so excited for this one. If you've been following our Dark Forest playlist for a while, you may recognise this song from Dark Forest Volume 2 way back in 2018. Can you believe that?
That's ridiculous. Yeah,
Mad.
wow.
Get ready to feel the vibes from Swan Levitt and his track Parkhurst. This song is phenomenal, so we hope you enjoy.
Forest looms over the rooftop, slate. And it's cursed with an evergreen fate. There's beauty in the faraway trees. Sky is neon and the sun will sleep. Everything is illuminated. And bloodstain of the scarlet red dawn moon. Hangs high above the words. And there's beauty in the faraway trees. Sky is neon and the sun will sleep. Everything is illuminated. There's beauty in the faraway trees. Ooh, 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 ooh. Sky is neon and the sun will sleep. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Everything is illuminated.
Wow.
That's
That's,
absolutely stunning.
Yeah, that's probably one of my personal favourite songs from the Dark Forest playlist. That is
I think that is my favourite song.
oh wow.
From the Dark
Swan Levitt,
Forest
if you're listening, yeah. Amazing job, and a round of
Yeah,
applause.
amazing job. And also, what a setup as well.
So moody and
Amazing.
dark. Yeah, if you're watching on video, yeah, so
Thanks
cool.
so much for that,
Thank
Swan.
you.
So our next category is just kind of general spooky
Basically,
vibes.
we didn't have a name for it, so it's called General Spooky
Just
Vibes section.
Anything
Anything else we haven't
scary.
spoken about, yeah.
My first question is, what would you do if you saw a ghost?
What I'd do if I saw a ghost?
Yeah.
Um,
Carrying on from the last one, I
oh,
guess.
yeah. Well, probably obviously be quite scared and freaked out. Where am I seeing this ghost? Do you have any? Is it any more?
In your house.
In my house.
Yeah.
What sort of time of day is it?
Night.
Oh my god.
That changes everything.
That does, yeah. What do you think? Oh, that was just me, like, seeing things, my mind playing tricks on me. I just don't know if you'd process it and think that was a ghost.
I think everyone's probably had that feeling of, like, thinking someone was there. Like, sometimes I think you've walked into, like, the different room and then you're not even there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I've seen someone walking somewhere and then there's actually no one in there. But I wouldn't say that's a ghost, but that's just, like, a feeling that you have. But if it was me, I mean, I'm not staying in that house. You're saying you'd be, like, scared and stuff, but what, you just stay there and let the ghost, like, attack you every night?
Yeah.
Who wants to see the ghost again? If I'm seeing a ghost, I'm moving to another country, I'm sorry. I'm off on the flight.
Yeah. But, I've told you about all my, like, ghostly stuff, haven't I?
Alex is really, really bizarre.
Yeah.
He, like, has these energies.
Well, no, I guess this goes back to, like, the question about, like, the ghost hunting on TV. Like, sometimes when I walk into somewhere, like with your family, like an antiques shop, weren't we, at one time?
So weird.
And I walked in and I just get, like, I feel really, like, dizzy and, like, just, like, odd, like, bit of out of body, like, kind of, like, weird. And I just know, I'm not saying it's a ghost, I'm just saying, like, there's sort of, like, a bad, like, energy, like, vibe there.
Yeah, Alex,
and I just get dizzy
so
and, like,
weird.
headaches, and that's
Alex can, like, sense when something's, like, not, like, when it's a bit, like, off in a place. We went to a church, like, back in the summer, and I was, like, walking around, like, a really old church, and I was, like, walking around there, and I was like, oh, where's Alex gone? He was, like, stood at the front of the church.
My dad gets it as well, we're both stood at the front.
Who stood at the front, both of them, like, blank face, like, just staring at the front of the cross. And I went, Alex, are you there? And he didn't answer me. And it took, like, 20 seconds or something for him to click back, and he went, oh, I felt it. I felt the energy. And I was just there, like, what is going on?
We went, the very first house I grew up in, like, a few years ago, we went back there and revisited it. They have, like, an open house sort of thing, just to see, like, what it was like 10, 15 years later. And I felt it in the same way, because, like, I remember growing up in that house. It's weird, you could smell, like, smells that
I honestly think Alex is a ghost now.
Yeah,
something's going on.
You could smell, like, we always smelled coffee in the morning, even though, like, none of us in the house made coffee.
Coffee in the morning is a very popular thing. It could have come from, like, a local cafe.
I know. There was no cafes around, and this was, right, ready? It was in the bathroom. The smell.
Oh.
The smell was in the bathroom.
You just got shivers.
Every morning, yeah, it was in the bathroom. And, yeah, and going back there, I just felt really, like, dizzy, like, in some of the rooms, and it was just, like, a really weird experience, because there was definitely something weird going on there, because that was a really, like, I don't know how old it was, but a really old place. I guess I had probably seen a ghost, like, when I was, like, 3 or 5 or something, like, but
he's just living the ghost vibes.
Now
he feels the ghost energy.
Yeah, wherever I go, I'm just, like, connected to them. But
he's connected to them.
I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, so that's a very long-winded answer for what I would do. The answer is I may already have.
Oh. Guys, I'm a normal person. I don't feel the ghost energies. For some reason, Alex is.
Sorry, if I've let you all down.
Brilliant.
I guess you kind of answered this, but don't know if you want to expand on this anymore. What horror or Halloween monster / entity do you find the scariest, and why? Is your answer still ghost?
Yeah, and clown.
A clown, yeah.
Like a scary clown.
Like when all these, like, when you hear on the news, like, these clowns, like, turning up
and
in,
did
like...
you know they're back?
Yeah, you said
they started, like, doing it again, like what's wrong with people? Like, come on, like, chill out.
Is this a thing around the world, or is it just a UK thing, or is it, like, America?
I don't know, I never
people
saw one in the
wearing, like,
UK.
crazy clown outfits of, like, baseball bats and knives, just walking down the street and, like, why?
Just so odd.
Don't do it, go home and, like, watch Netflix, or just, like, don't do that.
Also, the Saw little doll.
Well, just specifically him. I mean, I don't think is anybody that scared by that?
On the bike.
Yeah. Okay.
He's
freaky. Yeah.
And then, like, just masks, like The Purge.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's loads of different ones on The Purge. Yeah.
Like, just like scary masks freak me out. But probably I wouldn't say ghost, because I don't find, like, ghost costumes that scary.
No.
But I guess, and I don't really, because you've got Casper the Friendly Ghost, so like ghosts aren't always scary.
No.
I feel like clowns, I just don't like them any time. No. I don't like them at the circus, they're not that funny.
Almost like, yeah, any clown costume, even if it's supposed to be not scary,
it's still weird.
It's got that sort of, like, vibe about it.
Definitely clowns, I think, for me.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think it's any sort of, like, ghost or, like, demon. I think when you're, like, watching a horror movie, as you were saying, like a ghost movie, like something like being there in the dark, like with you, that you can't really see, is more scary than just like...
And the sound effects, like, aren't they?
Yeah, okay. I wasn't thinking about that, but yeah, like it's more scary than like a zombie.
Oh yeah.
I feel like a zombie is just
I think zombies are funny, to be fair.
That's so funny, okay.
They're not that scary, are they? It's just a person like
dead.
trying to eat you.
Yeah. But I guess that's my answer. Just like anything sort of supernatural, anything like you can't really explain.
Yeah.
That sort of thing, because it's more like frightening, I guess.
Mm.
And I guess this follows on from that. And we kind of also have covered this, but are you easily scared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm way more easily scared than you are.
Oh, yeah.
Like, horror movies, I normally can't watch them like in the cinema, because I have seen horror movies in the cinema, but I have to sit right at the back.
So no one can
no
come
one
behind
can touch
you
me
and
or
touch
like do anything or like scream or whatever. Like, I like seeing the whole cinema theatre and knowing, like, you know,
yeah.
like if anything happened at the cinema. Honestly, yeah, I'm quite a big scaredy cat, but I still love horror movies.
I'm not as scared as you are. I can handle most horror films without like a pillow. Definitely, I think other scary things like video games or like in person, like actual horror, like mazes and experiences and like haunted houses. Neither of us can really cope with that, and we like don't go out of our way to do anything like that.
Yeah.
Horror movies we're okay with, but I think that's pretty much our limit, isn't it? With like, we don't like doing it like in person. We don't like actually having to interact.
Oh, like
or,
actors and stuff like coming up to me. No.
Do you, Beth, believe in monsters or ghosts or aliens, etc.?
100% aliens.
Yeah. And that's taken you a while, because I've always thought there's something out there with all the planets and stuff, but because you started off not believing in things like that.
There's no way, Jose. There is no way that on all of them planets there isn't something on there. May not be an alien,
like a little worm or something.
But yeah, a little worm or something that's going to take over the world.
Right.
The aliens are going to come down one day. I can just feel it in my bones.
Okay.
Yes, I think with ghosts, like, obviously you believe it, but until you see something yourself, I think it's very difficult to believe in that kind of thing. I feel like I'm going to jinx this now, and a ghost is going to come for me tonight, and that's going to be it. But I believe in them, but I wouldn't like to see something, but I want to believe it more by seeing something, if you know what I mean. Like, so it's difficult to believe it.
You don't think, oh, nah, none of that's real, but then you also don't really believe it until you see it.
Yeah, I don't believe it until I see it. By the time you've
seen like a monster or an alien, it's probably too late, isn't it?
Exactly. Well, I don't think monsters are real.
No.
Just putting it out there.
No.
Like, you're not going to get like well, maybe you are going to walk into the woods and get bit by a vampire, but let's be real.
Right. Let's be real what?
It's probably not going to happen.
Well, you don't know, do you?
Who knows? I'm not going to the woods in the night on my own.
Yeah, if you don't go to the woods in the night, how are you going to know?
If you avoid the situation, hopefully you won't see these things. But there's a few things that I believe in, but until you see it, got to see it to believe it, haven't you?
Mm.
If anyone's listening and they've got any genuine like ghost stories,
Beth needs convincing.
Send them to me on Instagram and we can have a good chat, because I love getting around like a campfire or whatever and talking about people's ghost stories. I think that's like one of the funnest things to do.
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
Yeah, it is really interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I like believe in, like, obviously I said about me feeling like weird and stuff, but in places and feeling weird energies. I don't know if that's ghosts, or I don't think like ghosts are literally like a sheet just like floating around. I don't think that's what a ghost is. I think maybe something like some sort of thing left over when you like die or whatever, like some sort of energy like left from past people, but I just don't know. And then monsters and like vampires and zombies, I don't think. That's all just like... And aliens, as you said, well, we've got a question coming up when I'll say a bit more about aliens.
Ooh.
But I've got all the stories, guys. You want to know the stories? Yeah, come to me. But yeah, kind of the same as you, I think. Obviously, when you see it, you obviously believe it. But then if you see it, then it's probably going to scar you for life.
Okay, so what is your biggest fear / phobia?
My biggest fear / phobia? Well, I don't really like heights. Or just like spiders and stuff. All the classic ones, really. What about you?
Mine is like 100, like 1,000,000% spiders. I cannot stand the things. Any size, really. I don't mind like daddy long legs.
Even a tiny little spider?
No, like little money spider's quite cute, to be fair. Daddy long legs, like, yeah, I can kind of deal with them. But like the big boys,
The big beefy boys.
Beefy boys with like fluffy and like you just, we had a spider in there a few weeks ago and we won't even speak about it because it was just so traumatizing. And I just shake.
They run really fast.
They run and I just shake trying to get them out of the house. I can't. I despise them.
You're making me,
like
go like all funny, like
tarantula.
I'm being crawled on.
Who's willingly gonna hold a tarantula?
Some people like spiders.
Some people love them. Don't get me wrong. Everyone has their own preferences, but for me, I'm getting freaked out that they're on our mics. Like little plastic ones are on our mics. I can't look at them. I keep thinking that they're real.
Yeah.
Definitely that. And also, I'm not big on snakes either.
No, yeah,
I
snakes
really can't stand snakes.
Obviously, like we don't live somewhere with snakes. We don't like. Do you know what I mean? We don't.
Even an adder, though. I mean,
the UK there's only one
something.
poisonous snake. It's called an adder.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not exactly very common. You don't really unless you go out looking for one. You're not really going to stumble across it, are you? But
that's the thing. We really want to go to Australia, but they have these big snakes that can like literally be in your garden, crawl into your house, like
up your toilet,
slither into your house, and that's my two phobias there: spiders and snakes. So I'm going to the land of them.
We want to go to Australia, but let's get rid of all the snakes and spiders first.
Just be in a high-rise hotel.
Right. But the spiders can climb the walls.
No, we'll be all right.
Yeah, I think we should move on. Have you ever had a ghost or an alien encounter? Any sort of thing, anything like that?
No.
You've escaped that all your life.
I've had that thing where it suddenly feels cold around you, but let's be real, maybe it's because the heating's not on.
Someone opened the door.
Someone opened the door. There's a draft, Okay, well, Mum's just gone outside. But I've never. And I'm happy about that because I don't want to see anything.
No. Oh,
here we go. Here we go.
Here's a story about the aliens, right? So
saddle up, everyone.
Saddle up, get ready, hope you're comfortable. So I was staying in France with my family, and we went out one night just to look at the stars and stuff because obviously it's quite rural France. There's no light pollution. You can see the stars, which is something we don't really get back at home anyway.
Yeah.
And we were looking at the stars, and I think there was some shooting stars and stuff, meteors. It was really cool. And then we saw these red lights in the sky.
Space station.
No, wait, really, really high up. You can just about see them. There was 3 red lights, and they kept changing the formation. There was there were 3 in a line, and then they moved into a triangle, and they sort of kept slowly moving, and we were watching them for an hour. And they just slowly...
It was a plane or something.
Yeah, but it stayed still. It was staying still in the sky. They're just slowly rotating around into different positions. But there was 3 of them.
There's so many other things.
I think there was sometimes it was maybe another one joined in. But I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was an unidentified flying object. You see, so I don't know. I don't know what that is. I think
in your mind you think it was aliens though. What percentage do you think that could have been aliens? I mean, think of the things that are in the sky.
I don't think it was aliens.
Okay.
Because I think it's more.
I mean, if I'm an alien, I'm not putting my red lights on.
No, yeah,
I'm being completely.
You want to be discreet, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know if they're testing some sort of secret government plane, or I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know. I think that's a lot more likely than aliens. But
yeah.
Who knows? That might have been the aliens. I don't know. I'm not sure.
What about ghost?
Yeah, I can't remember actually seeing a physical ghost, but obviously, as I've said many times, I sometimes feel energies and weird stuff and weird vibes. But yeah, well, my family went to, I've told you this many times as well, this is France again, so if you're in France, I'm sorry, it's probably creeping you out, but we stayed in this house in France another time when I was really young. I can't really remember it, but every night my grandparents were staying with us too. My granddad's feet were tickled and the covers were pulled off him. Might be my grandma, I don't know, she might have been in that a funny time, but
grandma's
having a laugh in the night. But there was candles in a candle holder that were thrown on the floor when they woke up every night. When they woke up every morning, when they put them in the holders the night before, they were on the floor. And the freakiest thing was they could hear the doors banging all night, all throughout the night there was some doors banging, but all the doors had been taken away. Someone physically come in and screwed every single door, so there was no doors in the whole place. Obviously, there was a front door, but they could hear multiple doors banging all night, and I don't know, maybe the doors previously banged, and the owners took him away because obviously that it was ghosts or whatever banging them, but the noises are still there like every night. So
didn't the owner say that? The owner said something like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get it."
I think at the end of the stay they said, "Oh, this place is like really like crazy, like haunted," and he said, "Oh no, of course it's not." I don't know. Maybe I can't remember.
Why did they take the doors off then?
I can't remember why. I can't remember what happened. What was said at the end, because obviously I was like literally like 2. But yeah, maybe that's when the ghost got into me. You know, I don't know. Maybe that was when I was possessed. But yeah. So I've had tons of encounters. So stay away from me. Basically, you're gonna get all kinds of stuff going on.
So my next one is name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or in an abandoned building.
Well, I guess anything we've discussed.
Yeah.
I don't like those places are creepy enough. Do you know what I mean? That's you're probably in those places thinking, I don't want to run into anything here because like it's dark and probably abandoned, no one's around. So yeah.
I mean, to be honest,
I can't really name one thing. It's name it. I think in those situations, you just want to try and get out of there as quick as possible. I don't think you want to really think about it.
And to be honest, like if it was me and I was in a dark forest at night, I don't want to see anyone. I don't even like a human. I'm talking about. I don't want to see anyone in that forest. Because who in their right mind
is in a dark forest
to a forest at night?
Why are you in the dark forest at night?
Yeah, why are you in the forest at night? Be careful, guys.
Right then, this is kind of like a 2-part one.
Okay, I'm ready.
So do you ever have nightmares, and what's the worst one you can remember? Just trying to freak everyone out even more who's listening. And or do you sleepwalk?
Oh.
Was that a yes or no, or just like a grunt?
I have sleepwalked before.
Have you?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Oh God, I didn't know if you had that.
And I went out the front of my house, my old house.
Did you?
And stood by the car.
What? What? Okay.
I'm pretty sure I have, or it was a dream. This is what I mean. I feel like with sleepwalking, you don't know whether you're doing it. You don't know whether you've done it unless someone sees you doing it. I have nightmares all the time, to be honest.
Because you watch these horror films,
and it's normally like after I've watched a horror movie. Yeah, and it will be like me in the horror movie. So it's not. I guess it's not that like extravagant. It's not like my imagination has made stuff up. It's literally like me seeing the same character that I've just watched in the movie or something like that. But not all the time. It's normally when we've had a very intense day and then we just watch scary
movie.
Stuff as well. But yeah, I've definitely had nightmares many times.
Like I think like
Alex did the other day.
Did I?
Yeah, he started screaming, saying she's there.
Oh yeah, to go on to like the sleepwalking. So I don't sleepwalk, but I probably do. I say stuff. Yeah.
We watched a horror movie and I was really freaked out about it. And listen to this, guys, as if this is going to help me. Then in the middle of the night, Alex wakes up and he goes, oh, she's there, and starts like pointing.
Did I?
Yeah, you started pointing. You sat right up in bed and you started shouting, she's there. And I said, what are you doing? And because I was so scared to sleep anyway, and I just got to sleep. And then he wakes up and shouts that. It's like the worst thing that can possibly happen in that moment.
Was she there?
There was no one there, no. I mean, I didn't even look, to be honest. So maybe she was, but I'm not looking. I'm not being the one that looks.
No. Yeah, I was just going to say, like, I feel like everyone's had, like, the teeth falling out dream.
Oh, and then your teeth hurt in the morning.
Teeth, like, wobble and stuff. A dream I had when I was younger, I kept dreaming about this, like, because I think it was on, like, a kids' program I watched.
Oh, God,
this, like, wooden duck, just, like, quacking. Just like quack, just like literally like three seconds of that, and I woke up and when I had that like dream.
I've got one. All
right.
I used to have a reoccurring dream when I lived at the old place that I lived at. And it was like, we had this like big driveway, and the nightmare was that I was like walking up the hill and there was like this really, really creepy man with a limp behind me. And he was like limping and like trying to like get me as quick as he possibly could. So I went into the house and I looked out like the kitchen window, which is like directly, on the drive, so you can see who's there. And he was at the top, and all the nightmare was that he was just limping down as fast as he could, and he was staring like with these eyes like deep into my eyes, and that was a reoccurring nightmare. And like it was really weird because it wasn't even like anything bad had happened, but it was like just seeing that person. I mean, maybe he's a really nice guy, but
was it a real person you know?
No. It was like a made-up person. It was like a human. It wasn't like a...
Okay.
But it was really, really odd. That was the only reoccurring, like...
God, I think I'd rather the duck, to be honest. That's horrible.
scary nightmare that I've had.
Okay, I think we're freaking everyone out.
I'm a bit freaked out now, to be honest. Let's all
move on.
just take a breather and calm down.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got one more. I know we said we're not going to go like scary and spooky, but
Oh no.
I mean, I think this is... Right, you're home alone, but you hear footsteps in your house. What do you do?
Well, then I'd probably try and find some kind of like weapon.
Right, what are you reaching for?
Well, where am
first?
I? What part of the house am I in?
Kitchen.
The kitchen. Well, obviously the obvious
He's
thing.
going for a spatula.
Well, no, the obvious thing is like a knife or something. But I feel like a knife is like quite like it's quite much, isn't it?
I think you want something hefty.
I think you want like a rolling pin or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Arm yourself with a rolling pin. If you're in the kitchen, like the toilet brush or some kind of like long like thing. And yeah, I guess.
And I don't think the toilet brush is going to do much.
I guess try and slowly try and like peek out and like tiptoe and like find what this thing is that's in your house.
I feel like a lot of people would hide, but
Well, hiding's not going to solve anything, is it?
exactly. I don't like hiding is only going to make that person come and find you, and then when they find you, you can't move. So I would leave.
But what if he's between you and the door? It's between you and the door.
I'd climb out the window.
Okay.
I'd get out of that house and go to like a neighbour or someone close and be like, look, I'm really scared. I've just heard something in the house. There's no one there. Or get someone to come around with you and search the place. Or call the police. But then I would leave
in
the
horror
house.
movies. No one ever believes like you when you call the police. That's the thing.
Normally in a horror movie, you leave the house and the person's like waiting outside for you. Or is behind you. And then you're just getting chased, aren't you?
Anyway, like that's everyone's freaked out as well.
Everyone's freaked
We're freaking
out.
everybody out.
It's alright, guys. Think of cute Halloween pumpkins.
Think of cute pumpkins. Okay, so I've got two more for this little section, and we can go on to our third performance. These are like would you rathers, like this thing or this thing. So first one is, would you rather sleep in a coffin or have to live in a giant pumpkin?
Giant pumpkin. All day, every day.
But
Even though I
what
don't
about
like
the
the smell. Yeah, but think how like claustrophobic you would feel in a coffin.
But you're only sleeping in there.
Nah. I'm sorry, it's a pumpkin all the way for me. I wouldn't like the smell, but it's kind of also cute, innit? I feel like coffins are like creepy and...
Yeah. But then I feel like in terms of like what other people think of you, I feel like if you live in the giant pumpkin, you'll be like, oh, that woman that lives in the giant pumpkin, you'll always be that person.
I don't mind being that.
And like if you live in a coffin, you can just have the coffin in your bedroom, and it's just a bit more like.
Well, I can't have the pumpkin in the bedroom.
No, because you live in the giant. It's like James and the Giant Billy Peach, isn't it? You live in the pumpkin like all the time. It's a massive pumpkin. It's like houses, and then there's your pumpkin in the street.
Okay, right, I get what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'd like that.
You'd like that?
I'd like to be like quirky and unique. And
Okay.
I would live in the giant pumpkin. What would you do?
I don't know. Because when you're asleep, you're asleep, aren't you? The only difference between being in a coffin and a bed, obviously the coffin's like narrower and there's like a lid on it. Well, it doesn't.
So you would have the lid on it.
The thing is, this question didn't specify there's a lid on this coffin.
Well, I'm guessing it would have a lid on it. Just like the pumpkin would probably have a pumpkin top on it. Like
Right.
a little...
Little stalk.
little stalk.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I think a giant pumpkin, like, it's a bit like much, isn't it?
No, I'd pick the giant pumpkin.
Well, that's good to be different. Cause
It is good to be different.
Okay, and then my other question, my last one, was: would you rather be chased by 5 zombies or 1 werewolf?
One werewolf.
1 werewolf. Okay.
We've got 5 people that are trying to eat you, or 1 person that's trying to eat you.
Yeah.
So, well, why wouldn't you pick 1?
Yeah.
I mean, I think a werewolf would be fast.
A werewolf is fast, but then I was also thinking when the moon goes down, it's daytime. He's a person again.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you've only got to worry about the night. Obviously, with a zombie, you've got to worry about it all the time, even though they're slower. So what sort of life do you want to live? I guess.
It's like Taylor Lautner, isn't it?
What?
He's not a scary werewolf.
Okay. So
Twilight fans.
So 5 zombies is not.
Nah, 5 zombies. I'm sorry, but if they get you,
Then they're
ripping you to shreds. Sorry, guys, but
yeah. Yeah.
100% the werewolf.
It's not like a vampire, is it, of a werewolf? You don't like, if you get bitten by a
No, they just
werewolf,
bite you,
you
I
don't
think.
become a werewolf, no. Well, yeah, if a zombie bites you, you're a zombie.
Exactly, yeah.
And what
I
sort of
don't wanna
life
be a
is that?
zombie. It's not a life.
No.
What about you?
Well, the question is, literally, would you rather be chased? If the only part of it is the chasing, then probably the zombies, because you won't have to run as
Really?
fast. Yeah, a werewolf's literally like a wolf, isn't it? Like a dog. It runs obviously really fast. It's on its like 4 legs. A zombie like shuffles along, and I think it'd be easier, the chasing part at least,
Okay.
to stay ahead of.
Well, yeah,
the
you're most
zombies.
likely to run them, aren't you?
Yeah.
A zombie than a werewolf. But I thought it was the actual...
Well, I
if
don't
they-
know. I guess you can look at it in different ways.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that was quite a long section, but we are at our next performance, number 3. This is something really special, and it's actually a cover, this one, by 2 artists that you'll definitely recognise if you've listened to some of our playlists in the past. They've teamed up exclusively for our Halloween episode. This is their first collaboration, so it's really fun.
Really cool.
And the cover is a spooky version of Killer by Phoebe Bridgers. If you're a fan of her, then I think you're going to like this one. So please give a warm welcome to Jenny Kern and the Satellite Station.
Sometimes I think I'm a killer. I scared you in your house. I even scared myself by talking about Dahmer on your couch. But I can't sleep next to a body, even harmless in death. Plus I'm pretty sure I'd miss you, faking sleep to count your breath. Can the killer in me tame the fire in you? Or is there nothing left to do for us? I'm sick of the chase, but I'm hungry for blood, and there's nothing I can do. But when I'm sick and tired and my mind is barely there, and a machine keeps me alive, and I'm losing all my hair, I hope you kiss my riding head and pull the plug. Know that I've burned every place, and I've given all my love. Can the killer in me tame the fire in you? I know there's something waiting for us. I'm sick of the chase, but I'm stupid in love, and there's nothing I can do.
Wow. Perfect partnership, really.
Yeah, the voices go so well together as well.
So
Yeah,
well.
amazing job. Thank you guys.
Thanks
A
so
round of
much,
applause.
guys.
Thanks, Jenny and Travis. Loved that. Really cool. Really
Really cool.
stunning.
Great job. So the next part of...
The final part.
Yeah, the final part. Oh, it's been fun. Is the viewers' questions, which we do every time on the
Every
podcast,
episode,
but
yeah.
these are all Halloween themed.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
for Halloween themed and I guess more specifically like playlist and like YouTube channel and themed, Dark Forest playlist themed. So we obviously asked people on YouTube, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, everywhere, and first one's from I_SA.C from YouTube, said to us, can't stop playing your playlist ever since clicking the first one. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
What does a spooky playlist sound like? Can't wait to spend the Halloween holiday with it. Thank you for your lovely work. Well, thank you. So I guess you haven't like discovered our Dark Forest playlists yet, and you've got a lot to look forward to. Yeah,
I think like just songs that like a bit like slower and have something in them that make it, like, for instance, like we had Blood Moon, which is quite obviously like a Halloweeny kind of song and a spooky song. Anything that feels spooky and darker, I guess.
Yeah. Obviously you said about Blood Moon, I don't think that the lyrics or the title always have to be like dark or like
definitely not
Halloween themed or like anything like that. Yeah, if there's anything that's got like a dark sort of, I don't know, we just kind of picture ourselves in a dark forest.
Yeah.
And think, oh, does this song go with that? And I guess we try and put that into a playlist. Yeah, there's 4 volumes of the Dark playlist now. We did them every year. We actually didn't do it in 2019 and everyone got like quite upset. So we'd now do them every year. And yeah, there's 4 volumes and dive into, I guess, starting at number 1 or the most recent 4 and hope you enjoy them.
Yeah, let us know your favourite.
Yeah.
Well, my next 2, we had Sonia and I Am O'Herrick.
Okay.
So I Am O'Herrick said, how do you choose what music you put in the Dark Forest playlist, which we've kind of just spoken about. And Sonia said, what makes a song go into the Dark Forest playlist?
Okay.
Love you guys. Your playlist helped me a lot through university and still do at work. Best wishes from Mexico.
Thank you, Sonia.
So that's really cool. So I guess a lot of people were very interested on, you know, what songs how we put a song in a Dark Forest playlist.
Yeah.
I guess we kind of touched upon that.
Is there anything else you want to say about that? Or?
I just want to say love you too, Sonia.
Love you too, Sonia.
And it's so cool when people say best wishes from Mexico or like,
from way in the
so
UK.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Madison Jane from YouTube, they asked, I'm curious, how long does a production of a playlist, and specifically the Dark Forest playlists, typically take? Well,
how long would you say?
Well, the thing is, I was going to say, like, for the Dark Forest ones in particular, I think, obviously, we find a lot of music. We do like at least 3 playlists a month with all the stuff we discover. But a Dark Forest playlist is so like specific.
Oh yeah.
And there's not really many. It sometimes can be hard to find like 20 plus songs. It's always quite hard to find 20 plus songs that really fit into it. So we start, I'd say, January.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The start of the year, and
any songs that we find, we like put into like a little like document and make sure we remember them.
Exactly. Yeah. If anything's submitted to us in like, well, I guess between January and like August, we say, oh, this is really, really good, but is it alright if we reconnect in like September, October?
Yeah.
So when we're planning the Dark Forest playlist, like properly planning and like ordering them because that's when it's what they'd be perfect for. So the Dark Forest ones literally take all year.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. It's really, really like difficult, isn't it? Because not everyone makes that kind of music.
Well, no,
it's a very like specific sound, but then it's not. It's kind of like just all has to flow, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be like dark and like sort of folky and alternative-y, and we've like got to like it.
Yeah,
and it's got to fit in. So it's a lot of like criteria rather than just being like a song we like. It's got to be a song we like plus a lot more.
Plus gives off that vibe. But I hope when you listen to the Dark Forest playlist that you kind of feel the spooky vibes the whole way through, because there shouldn't be one track on there that takes you out of that atmosphere and the forest and the darkness. They're really, really fun to make. It's something completely different to what we do all year.
Definitely.
It's like the Christmas one, isn't it? That's like a really fun one to make as well.
Yeah.
But Dark Forest especially, because it's such a different sound. I really like making them. They just take a long time, but they're really, really fun and worth it.
Yeah,
aren't they?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we had a Lickle Musselman. I think this was from Instagram.
Yeah.
Do you listen to spooky music when you're driving or travelling into a spooky atmosphere?
Interesting. Yeah, I guess. Well, I'd say we don't often like get to many spooky places, as we've talked about. We prefer like just watching horror films and stuff, and like sitting in a comfortable environment,
our safe zone. Yeah,
in our safe zone. Yeah, but yeah, for sure, they're definitely. Well, we definitely feel like they're a good atmosphere, like builder for that sort of thing. And if we were ever thinking for some reason of going into a dark forest or some sort of spooky place, this great for like nighttime, like sort of misty like roads and like rainy dark days and stuff like that. So yeah. Pink-haired Lily from YouTube asked,
nice name.
Yeah. I'd be really interested to see a playlist of songs referencing spooky/horror/thriller/crime events. Thank you for your hard work. Your playlists are my constant work companions. Thanks, Lily.
Thanks so much. So great to hear.
Thank you. Well,
It's a really cool like concept, actually. I've never really thought about.
Yeah, we've not really gone beyond this like spooky vibe Dark Forest playlists, but
Definitely for this time of year, it would be cool to think about like a.
Yeah, there aren't many songs that like reference things like that. Well, we struggle finding the songs anyway.
Yeah, but I definitely think like, I mean, I don't think I'd like to do ones that are to do with like crime and stuff. I think that's a bit too like specific, but maybe ones that are a bit more like, I don't know, like cobwebs and ghost playlist or something.
Yeah.
You know, like not like something not as gruesome, I guess.
Yeah, well, we'll have to think about it for next year, obviously, because it takes so long to
Definitely
plan.
a cool idea. I think we've never really gone outside of that comfort zone of Dark Forest and Halloweeny, but
Yeah, I don't know if we'd actually.
Really cool.
Yeah, I don't know if we'd find enough songs to do that and a Dark Forest playlist. So, if you want us to next year try something different, like a different like vibe Halloween spooky playlist, let us know.
Yeah, we'll definitely put that recommendation down and have a think about it. So the next one's actually from Francis Moon.
Oh yeah, stand up.
Which song is the scariest one you've ever heard?
Oh, is that from our playlists? Or
Guess can be playlist or general. Or... I find a lot of like movie soundtracks scary.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like something like Halloween, like or Saw, like the piano, like sort of like ones. I think because you can relate that to like a scary like murder or something or killer coming after you.
I feel like as soon as you hear it, like dun dun dun, dun dun dun, dun 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 dun, you know that what's coming.
Yeah.
So I'd definitely say that. I think you'd probably agree with me as well.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I don't think any of the songs we feature in the Dark Forest playlist are scary. Yeah. I'm not like they're saying, "Oh, I can't listen to this anymore. I'm going to be scared." They're just sort of like more creepy and like mysterious and dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Christine from Discord, she asked, "Have you guys had any scary experiences you would like to share? Also, if you're wearing a costume for this Halloween, what would it be? Looking forward to the upcoming podcast." So I guess that's 2 parts there. Thanks, Christine.
Thanks,
Hope
Christine.
you're enjoying it so far. Do you have any scary experiences? I've definitely got one.
I've definitely got one. I think it's the same. Okay.
Shall I start then, or do you want to start?
Yeah, okay. I'll start. It involves LA. Is yours the same?
Yeah, it is the same. Yeah, it's exactly the same.
We were in LA and we thought, it was when the new Spider-Man was coming out.
2019. Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah, we were so looking forward to it. So we went to this really, really lovely cinema. We sat down. Must have been, I think the film was literally about to start.
It was still the adverts. I don't think the trailers had even started. I think it was just the adverts before the trailers start, right?
Yeah. And anyway, there was this guy came in and he was like trying to find a seat, but he was kind of like stood by the side of me. And all of a sudden, there was like this wave. It was almost like the seats moved like we were in the sea.
Yeah, it was like a sort of like a vibrating.
And I looked up and
odd.
Everyone was sat in their seats, but they were like moving, like they were like literally like in like rough sea. Like you can imagine someone sat in the cinema seat and the seats moving.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, and then the guy next to me, he was like, "Did you feel that? That must have been like the biggest one like we've had for a while." And we were just there like, we're from the UK.
Everyone started running out, didn't they?
Everyone started screaming and running out of the cinema. And we came out into like the foyer area and all the chandeliers were like shaking and swinging. And then we realised...
we realised we'd been in an earthquake. And we looked it up and it was like the biggest one like Los Angeles had since, I don't know, like 20 years or something it had been.
It's really
And obviously
big.
like they're expecting this massive one. If you've seen the film like
San Andreas
of Dwayne Johnson, like the one where literally like the roads split apart, all the skyscrapers fall down. So they're like waiting for that. And like we knew they were waiting for that, and like I think us and like everyone else
in
thought
our minds,
that was it, and like this is the start of it. And like,
I mean, bear in mind, like you go on holiday, right? And we didn't have like people in LA have escape plans. Like if there's an earthquake, they know what to do.
Learn about this stuff.
We it was like a few days into our holiday.
No, it was the second day of our holiday.
It's the second day,
and I think we were there for at least a week or so, weren't we? A week or two.
More than that, like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we just, honestly, I just didn't know what to do. So I started like sending messages like all of my family, like, okay, tonight's my night. Like, I love you so much. It was dramatic at the time, but at the end of the day, like, we had never experienced anything like this. So I thought, like, that is it. You know, at least we go together. And it was so scary, and everyone was running, and
that didn't
everyone
help.
says that the worst thing you can do in an earthquake is run and be outside. But Alex was like, let's go back in and see the movie.
I wanted to see it.
I was like,
I
are
waited
you
2
joking?
years for the Spider-Man movie. Yeah, come on.
I was like, you've got to be kidding. I'm not going back in that
But
cinema.
I do understand why you wouldn't want to do that.
Yes, we like walked back to our Airbnb, and there had just been this huge earthquake. It was the scariest thing ever. It was like dark as well.
And it was so funny because we got back to where we were staying, and they had like a little like plastic like table, basically like a little picnic table, right? So what we both did,
smallest table you could ever see,
because we'd heard like, oh, you need to get under cover. So
we have friends in LA who told us like everything we have to do.
Yeah.
So they were like, just go home and like do this, make sure there's nothing on the walls. We spoke to the owners of the Airbnb, and they were like, nothing's gonna fall on you, it's all safe, it's all earthquake safe.
But yeah, obviously we got in, we found that table, and we both like crouched under this tiny little like plastic table for like 15 minutes, just like, we're safe now in case there's any more earthquake shocks.
Honestly, I took a photo because it was the funniest thing ever. It was the smallest table.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's the smallest table I've ever seen in my life, and it would not have. Like, if something fell on top of it, we would have like,
it would go straight through and killed us.
Instantly,
straight away.
But it was just that bit of like security that we needed, and we quickly walked home, quickly got under the table, quickly messaged everyone, and just thought, yeah, this is it. But and then
it was
pretty
right,
much like for a few days after that, there was like little tremors.
There was a few little shakes.
When we were in bed that night, we could still feel it's so, like, if you've ever experienced an earthquake, you know what, it's so odd. It's like not even, just doesn't even feel real, does it? It's so weird. You can literally feel the whole ground.
You just don't feel like safe at all. And yeah, but the most important thing is, a few days later, we saw Spider-Man. So
yeah, we saw Spider-Man.
That was all right. We got there in the end.
We got the most important part. We saw Spider-Man. Oh.
And then Christine's second part was about, if you're wearing a costume for Halloween, what would it be? I don't think we're planning to wear anything for Halloween, but if we did, I don't know, I feel like Squid Game is like the thing, isn't it?
Exactly
right
what I was
now.
gonna say.
Yeah. Like the red jumpsuit and the mask.
I'd definitely go for Squid Game. Or
probably everyone else would,
Money Heist
as well.
Could be a good one as well.
Yeah, the
because
Casa de
that's a new
Papel.
series, so I'd probably but I'd go for Squid Game because I feel like that's
I feel like everyone's going to be
everyone. It's like when Stranger Things came out, everyone was 11.
Yeah.
So we had a question from 3 people on our Discord.
Oh, wow.
So Rizzy, Julia, and Jed asked, "What is your favorite Halloween candy?"
Ooh. What I like doing now is like, it's like a weird, like creepy little tradition I have personally, is like going to, like in October, going to all the stores and seeing if they've got any like sort of, how do you explain, like funny little weird like candy, like sweets, like brain chocolate with like caramel red blood in it. Do you know what I mean? Like weird stuff like that, little like jelly worms, like, so I guess what else? Like right now I've got a little box called Tragic Truffles.
They're
which
cool.
In a little
They're
coffin,
really cool.
and you like spin a little spinner to see what flavour you pick out. It's really cool.
They're all different, like just creepy like
flavors,
names.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess that kind of counts. So like, just I just love like something I'll always do, like just getting all the weird like novelty, just like eyeballs and like fingers.
Yeah,
and, like,
I mean,
weird,
to be honest, I
chocolate.
think any sweets and candy and chocolate that is in a Halloween shape, we get excited about, to be honest, don't we?
We're very easily pleased.
Like, we're very easily pleased when it comes to it. But I think a big one is like a toffee apple.
Oh yeah,
is like a really good one.
Classic.
And also, because I don't really like toffee that much, but some of the supermarkets here have started to do like chocolate covered ones, and they're like 10 out of 10. I love them. So I think that's one of my favorites. In fact, I need to get one this year.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So my last question, and the last question of the podcast.
Oh.
Which Dark Forest playlist was your favourite this is from Tori from YouTube. Which Dark Forest playlist is your favourite and or the most fun to make? P.S. You guys are truly amazing at what you do, and I'm so happy to have found your channel. You guys always brighten my day.
Oh.
So thank you.
Thank you so much,
that means
Tori.
the world.
That's so
Thank you.
amazing. Really
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it. Thank you.
So do you have a favourite Dark Forest playlist? Because I definitely have one, and that's for a reason.
I think Well, firstly, they're all equally as fun to make, wouldn't you say? I don't think there's been one.
Yeah, really, really amazing songs on them.
I think 2018.
Yeah, number 2
was a pretty like solid one.
Yeah.
Just because also we had the Swan Levitt song, and that's one of the best ones that.
Yeah.
Like that's one of my favourite Halloween like songs that we featured.
Just sort of memories from that time.
But I also really like this year's. I think this year's is very, very, very solid.
My current favourite is this year's, and I will tell you why, right? This is I actually need to look back at the track list for this, because I really like how this year we've built like a story around the songs. I don't know if anybody's going to notice this. It might just be us. But like as like earlier in the podcast, Kate McGill, Blood Moon, that sort of starts it, right? It sets the mood. It's nighttime, the moon is up, well, a blood moon is up. You're in the forest, it's nighttime, you're there.
Yes.
Right? And then you go through, there's songs like Sleepwalking, like What I've Become, like you're transforming into like a weird, like creepy monster. There's a song called Midnight, which, as I said, you get to, it's midnight now, like the time is ticking away. Graveyard, Drowning in the Darkness. I thought it would just like really like,
it's
hit
like
it with
a
like
story.
the names. It's like
really
a story.
Like,
Any Open
flows.
Door, Too Good to Hide. And you've got an instrumental halfway through called Ghost Woods. You're wandering through the spooky woods. And then as you go through it, you've got things like Trust in Me Always, Wake Up, so like Wake Up, like
you're getting to the point of like the end of your journey.
Yeah, exactly. Easy Way Out, it comes towards the end, so like you're getting out of the forest. And then the very final song is called Led Through the Woods by the Hand. Even the song itself, like as it gets to the end, it becomes more positive and hopeful that the sun is rising. You've been led through the woods by the hand by a ghost or something. A friendly ghost has found you.
Made it to the other side.
Your way through the dark forest. You're out and it's daytime and you survived. And that is probably like really, really like no one is going to think that. But for me, that's just really satisfying. Like it tells like a story.
Yeah, it's so satisfying how we've done it. Actually, I agree. It is so satisfying how we've done it this year.
It's
let
the
us
first
know
one
if
that's
you.
like that, I think.
It is the first one that we've kind of made a story out of.
Yeah.
But let us know if you did notice that. If you know, be honest. If you noticed it before we said,
yeah.
Because I'm wondering, because we when we ordered them, we said, I wonder if anyone will notice that we've kind of made it into like a story.
I mean, it's almost like 2 hours long, so it's like absolutely fine if you didn't even listen.
By the time you've listened to it,
didn't notice it. But yeah. So yeah, I think that for me that's like a favourite. I love the song a lot. All the songs from the other ones, but just because this one's got that extra little bit, and yeah,
that's all our viewers' questions.
That's all the questions we've got for today. So we've got one more final performance for you.
Yeah, on to our final performance now. This artist has featured on 2 of our Dark Forest playlists. Most recently on the newest Volume 4, which we released last week. This is truly a beautiful live version of Midnight by Jodie Nicholson. We hope it gives you goosebumps.
Enjoy.
Ain't I funny how no one seems to see the state we're in? Ain't I funny how a stranger on the street could blow the fuse? I don't remember you or recognize the skin I wear so delicately. I don't remember you or recognize. Here we are again. Here we are again. Ain't it funny how we suffocate ourselves until we sleep and dream of time we wasted? Ain't it funny how No, I don't remember who was before. Here we are again. Here we are again. Suffocating in this skin. Here we are again. I don't remember. Here we are again. I don't remember. Here we are again. I don't remember. Here we are again. I don't remember you.
Wow, amazing. What a amazing way to end the podcast.
So beautiful. Like the vocals in all of these performances are just stunning, aren't
So
they?
like, yeah, like
Amazing.
creepy and
Thank you so much, Jodie.
give me that nighttime vibe for sure. Yeah, thank you, Jodie, and thank you everybody
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
who performed today.
Amazing.
Yeah, so thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Halloween episode is over. Even bigger thank you if you watched on Patreon and saw all our like creepy, fun little setup we've got going on. It means the world that you're supporting us there. And yeah, lots of love to you all.
Yeah. We'll be back again soon with another artist interview and a live music performance.
Back to normal, guys.
Yeah,
back to our normal set.
It's not always going to be like this.
No.
But for now, have a spooky day and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Bye.
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 Sorry.
Sorry, bye.
Bye.